Hello, and this is Delia again, and I'm reading the Vampire Diaries, The Struggle. I'm on chapter 4, and I'm on this part where it says, Mary, Bonnie glanced at her watch. She has the late shift at the clinic this week, but she's probably home by now. Only, then that's it, Matt. You go with Bonnie and ask Mary to come here and look at Stefan if she thinks he needs a doctor. I won't argue anymore. Matt hesitated, then exalted sharply. All right, I still think you're wrong, but let's go, Bonnie. We're going to break some traffic laws. As they went to the door, Meredith remained standing by the fireplace, watching Elena with steady dark eyes. Elena made herself meet them. Meredith, I think you should all go. Do you? Those dark eyes remained on hers unwaveringly, as if trying to pierce through and read her mind. But Meredith did not ask any other questions. After a moment, she nodded and followed Matt and Bonnie without a word. When Elena heard the door at the bottom of the staircase close, she hastily lighted a lamp that lay overturned by the bedside and plugged it in. Now at last she could take stock of Stefan's injuries. His color seemed worse than before. He was literally almost as white as the sheets below him. His lips were white too, and Elena suddenly thought of Thomas Fell, the founder of Fell's Church, or rather of Thomas Fell's statue, lying beside his wife's on the stone lid of their tomb. Stefan was the color of that marble. The cuts and gashes on his hands showed livid purple, but they were no longer bleeding. She gently turned his head to look at his neck, and there it was. She touched the side of her own neck, automatically as if to verify the resemblance. But Stefan's marks were not small punctures. They were deep, savage tears in the flesh. He looked as if he had been mauled by some animal that had tried to rip out his throat. Where am I at? The page flew. White, hot anger blazed through Elena again, and with it hatred. She realized that despite her disgust and fury, she had not really hated Damon before, not really. But now she hated. She loathed him with an intensity of emotion that she had never felt for anyone else in her life. She wanted to hurt him and make him pay. If she'd had a wooden stake, at that moment she would have hammered it right through Damon's heart without regret. But just now she had to think of Stefan. He was so terrifyingly still. That was the hardest thing to bear. The lack of purpose or resistance in his body. The emptiness. That was it. It was as if he had vacated this form and left her with an empty vessel. Stefan, shaking him, did nothing. With one hand on the center of his cold chest, she tried to detect a heartbeat, if there was one. It was too faint to feel. Keep calm, Elena, she told herself, pushing back the part of her mind that wanted to panic. The part that was saying, what if he's dead? What if he's really dead and nothing you can do will save him? Okay, and then I'll continue on.